Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a stamping plan with me video, and it's a few weeks ago and I just never got around to editing this particular one, but it was a layout that I did for my son's birthday, and I just figure that birthdays are timeless because everyone's has a birthday, so it's never too late or too early to post a birthday layout. I'll start off with the stamps and the washies that I'm using. I bought these off eBay and I didn't know that they were going to be that big, but they still worked out for me because you can always, make them work. So I first think about what I want to use and the colors that I want to use, and then just let the creative juices flow. So I went ahead and used an old stamp set also for the little boy, and of course I used my favorite black ink, which is VersaFine Oxen Black or something like that it's called. And I stamped the little boy, my oldest son. He sort of looks like this little boy. He has kind of scruffy, longer hair, not really long hair, but he doesn't cut it really short. And he wears glasses, and this little guy just reminded me a lot of him. So this one was perfect, and I just drew him, in the whole classic birthday themes with balloons and cakes and candles. And so I'm just going ahead and stamping the main image that I was going to be using to set the theme, which is my son. And then I went ahead and put in some presents and the word surprise, and we had a little birthday party for my son here, so it was really nice. And as I remember him growing up, he's always either liked blue or purple, so those are usually the two colors that I decorated his room in when he was a little boy. So those are the colors that I went with as my theme, because those colors remind me of him in his room or whatever. So I just went ahead and I used the same colors, the ink that I always use. They are pigment ink, and a lot of people think that pigment ink bleeds through. I haven't really had a problem with that. I do use the Happy Planner, and I just feel that the Happy Planner pages are a lot thicker than a lot of the other planners, and so I really don't have any problems with my ink bleeding through. I have had a problem where when I color on with the pencils, coloring over the ink for some reason makes it shadow a lot more than just stamping with it. But that doesn't really bother me. I mean, unless it's really bad bleeding that it distorts the image that's behind it. That's really the only time that would ever bother me. But I haven't had a problem like that this far, so I just am happy with the inks that I've chosen. But you really have to test the inks and on the paper that you're going to be using, because like I said, some things bother others which do not bother me, and so I'm happy with these for now. I did go ahead and purchase some chalk inks just because I'd like to test out the differences. What I've learned from the different types of ink is that excuse me, I'm so sorry, and I still have my cold, but it's coming along, sorry. Anyway, what I have learned about the different inks is that pigment ink, I guess, is absorbed into the paper, whereas chalk ink just sits above the paper and doesn't soak into the paper. That is what makes it not bleed through, but the chalk ink does take a lot longer to dry, whereas the pigment ink dries a lot quicker. I also went and tried Stays On, because on my first ever stamping layout, I didn't know that ink I just didn't know a lot about inks, and I tried to stamp over washi tape, and I know that you can only use certain type of inks on washi tape. They do not dry, and I had a big problem, and I can show you and do a whole nother video about the inks and the problems that I've had. But I mean, there's just so many videos out there on inks and testers and using different types of papers. So if that's something you're really interested in, then I would suggest looking it up, you know, just do a search on it, because I don't really have a lot of extensive knowledge on inks. So I do know that Stays On is the one that you use on top of washi tape, and most people use that. I've heard that you can use Brilliance on it and it doesn't dry as fast, but it does dry. My inks didn't dry at all. The pigment inks that I had didn't dry at all, and it was a really big mess. So anyways, I just go ahead and stamp in all the main decorative images first with the black ink, and then I go ahead and pick two primary colors that I will be using throughout the layout. Sometimes I do 3, like here I did 3, but most of the time it's just 2. And I go ahead and separate the days by color, so that way when I'm looking at it as an overview on my planner, I'll see like, okay, today it's Monday, and so my eyes, you know, will automatically be drawn to the purple or whatever color for that day. It's just a lot easier for me to plan out my day that way. And I like to stick through those colors. I use a really tight color palette, and I even use the matching washies, the matching colored pencils throughout the whole theme for that week. They're all matching. And so I'm just going to go ahead and color the images in with my, I like to use Crayola colored pencils. I have tried other color pencils, not really expensive ones, but like cheaper ones, and these are relatively inexpensive. So if you're going to go ahead and buy colored pencils, at least don't go any cheaper than the Crayola colored pencils, because I tried to use like a different off-brand and the colors were really weird. So that's something to think about too when you're looking into colored pencils. I've heard that Prisma colored pencils are really good, and I've never really tried them. So that is something I might be looking into in the future. But as for right now, I don't have any problem with the Crayola colored pencils. I think they're really nice and true to the color that they say they are. And you can go with a light color, dark color. They have a variety of different colors, and that's always nice. So I really like them. I guess the key to coloring really well is the shading, and that is definitely a skill that I am still perfecting. But it's fun. I remember coloring was one of my favorite things as a girl when I was younger, so this is a lot of fun, and I just love the way that my layouts look when I'm going through like the month or checking back on a date or whatever. They look so pretty and colorful, and you know, they're happy. They make me happy. They're so pretty, and I'm really happy with the stamping layouts that I've done. I've done stickers in the past, and I've done nothing in the past, and so far my favorite are the stamping layouts. So you just gotta choose what you like. It's your planner after all, and you don't really want to get caught up in what they're doing, what so-and-so's doing, because you know that just gets old, you know. Anyways, you don't want to keep up with anybody else. Just do what makes you happy and what best suits you. Some people don't even decorate their planner, and that's fine too, you know. You don't have to be doing what everybody else does. So I just like to color, and I learned this from several YouTube videos, and I like doing it. So, you know, and you also gotta have the time for it. With stamping, it takes a little longer because you have to color in the images. Whereas stickers, you could just buy the stickers already made, and then it's a lot quicker. So, you know, that's just something you want to think about too when you're decorating your planner layouts. So that's basically it. I'm just, you know, coloring in the images, and after, you know, this, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions or comments about the things that I do, the stamps that I've bought or have, the washi tape, definitely leave them in the comments, and I try to answer everybody in a timely manner. So, you know, I know how hard it is. Like, if you see something really cute and you're like, darn, I want that. That's so cute. Where can I get one? You know, it's, for me, it's like a mission. I have to have it. And so I go out on a search trying to find what I want. So it's just a lot easier for wherever you've seen it to provide a link for you or whatever. These ones, like I said, these 3 main stamp sets that I used, 2 of them are from eBay and the 1 is from Etsy. And I will definitely leave a link in the description box, or you can just message me. And I know I'm kind of bad at that sometimes, I apologize, where I say I'm going to leave a link and then I say I'm going to do a blog and then I don't get to it in time. So if I do forget, I really am sorry. I do have links for everything and I remember where everything's from, so you just have to message me or, you know, say, hey Michelle, you were supposed to leave the link for those cute stamps and you forgot, and I'll definitely update my description and leave it for you. So I'm just coloring the images, and this is basically it. You know, I've watched a few shading YouTube videos, and that's another thing that is so cool about YouTube, is that they have lots of tutorials teaching you about really good techniques, and some pretty good artists, you know, that don't mind sharing their tips and tricks, and that's really helpful. So, you know, you can learn a lot from them. I have. It's a little time consuming, you know, it's for one of those days, like I said, I've been sick for the last couple weeks, so kind of been bedridden when I can, or resting, so I thought, why don't I just put on a few YouTube videos and watch while I'm laying here, not really feeling up to do anything because of no energy or, you know, whatever. So gotta get the tutorials in there. I noticed that recording myself using stamps is a little bit harder than using stickers, because the stickers are easier to put in, whereas the stamps, when I'm coloring and I want to turn and twist the pages to get the right angle and everything, so I've had to change the way that I record my videos from now on, which it'll probably be better for you guys anyways. I always like to record my videos on a little TV tray in the living room with my family while they were watching TV, but obviously that's not really working for the coloring part into the stamps, so I had to go back to my desk, which my desk is a lot prettier, and most of you have commented on little decorations that I have on my desk. I have a really girly girl room and a lot of you girly girls out there love to know, oh, where'd you get that cute thing, or where'd you get that? So I'm sure that a few of you will be commenting on the decorations that I have on my desk, and they're just really cute. So I'm just continuing to shade in, and that's what makes these stamping videos so long, is the coloring and the shading. But you really do want to make it look nice. I do anyways. I think the shading just brings out the image, and it makes it just pop really well, and so I like to take my time and do that nicely. I tend to make a mess when I'm decorating too. That's one thing I noticed. Like, my stamps are all over the place, my pencils are everywhere, I've got washi tape and glitter and all kinds of things all over my desk. But you know, when you get into the swing of things, you don't really stop to set things aside. I don't know how you guys are, but for me, when I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll, and I just can't like stop to clean. I just want to like, oh, I gotta get this, gotta get that, oh, this would be great, and I put that aside and then clean for later. I always try to, these little boxes here on the top, and that's what I was gonna say, I section off my 3 boxes based on, my first section is home and work life, my second section is basically my personal, like, just hobbies like YouTube and the Facebook groups that I'm in, you know, and this, decorating my planner and buying stamps, things like that. So the second section is basically like the things that I'm going to do for that day, and then the third section is my fitness and health things that I've done for myself, like the calories or the food that I've eaten and the steps and stuff that I've done or workouts that I've done, and that is where I put most of my decorations also at the bottom and the sides. I don't really use a list or anything. Sometimes every once in a while I'll do like journaling cards, but that's about it. Alright, so this is the finished layout. The finished week, my son's birthday, and there he is. Hope you liked it.